Welcome to a set of very spontaneous readings. I am recording these on the day of the new moon in Pisces, and I have to say the energy of this new moon is it's extraordinary. It's about expansiveness. The moon and the sun are connecting with Jupiter, the planet of renewed optimism, renewed hope, expanding our ideas, moving things forward. So it's a beautiful, beautiful energy to be doing a special set of extra readings. These readings are geared to kind of, I guess, looking for an answer, asking how something's going to pan out, something that is specific to you. So hold that question in your mind while I am showing you which cards we're going to be using. Keep that question kind of in your energy field. You're wanting to know, how is this going to pan out? Can Spirit give any guidance along the way? What should I be on the lookout for? How might it evolve? You know, what's taking place? We're asking for guidance regarding a specific question and potentially a specific answer that we each are needing to ask. I always trust when I do readings that the right readings will find the right people. And I just think that we're faced with endless situations ongoing in our lives. That's the nature of being human. And just sometimes we just need a bit of reassurance or some sort of sense of, am I on track? Is this going to work out okay? So these readings, these three readings, pick a card readings to choose from, are really there to support you in exactly this kind of situation. So I'm going to shift the cards down. The energy of this incredible new moon is around. So whatever you are asking about in your own personal world, this is flavoured by a space of new beginnings, expansion, optimism, new potential. So lovely, lovely energy to be doing the readings in. And yeah, let's shift the cards down, and you can see, shift the camera down, and you can have a look and see which of the cards are kind of drawing you in. Reading number one, we're going to be using the White Numen Tarot and also the Archangel Animal Oracle cards. So this is reading number one. If you again sit with your question, your situation, your circumstance in your mind, uppermost in your mind, and lean into whichever of these packs of cards are speaking to you. So reading one, White Numen Tarot and Archangel Animal Oracle cards. In reading number two, we're using the New Chapter Tarot and also the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. So that's reading number two. Again, sit with the energy of these. Hold your question, your situation in mind. Reading number three, we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot and also the Angel Answers Oracle cards. So that's reading number three. Now, if you're not sure yet, just press the pause button, just sit, tune in with whichever of the cards are speaking to you. That will be completely fine and cool. And just listen to where you're drawn, really. And if you feel uncertain in terms of maybe one set of cards are speaking to you, but you think another might be as well, listen to them both. Sometimes we can get guidance in a slightly different way from more than one reading. So wonderful friends, I will see you in a moment in reading number one. Welcome to reading number one. You've chosen the White Numen Tarot and the Archangel Animal Oracle cards. I'm going to draw some of the Archangel Animal Oracle cards first today. Your first is the Deer. Trust in the support of the universe. So that's a really nice beginning. It's like there's support for you here. Whatever the answer you're seeking or your circumstances, your own unique situation, it's as if the universe is actually around you, being shown there that it's okay to trust, it's going to be okay. Giraffe. Aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. Dog, be disciplined in your home and community life. And Goat, act from your innate wisdom. Okay. Okay, there's a really interesting energy around this reading. It's like, I feel like there's a situation, your circumstance, your question, that you're either waiting or you're actively involved in something, and it may be feeling that it isn't quite moving forwards, or if it is, that there's uncertainty around it. Now, these cards within themselves, before we even draw on the tarot, are saying, look, trust, that there's a need to trust that there's a bigger picture here. Hold that higher knowledge. We have Archangels Michael and Faith, Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Zariel, Archangel Perlimek, and Pan, God of Nature. I feel like there's a bigger picture involved here. And as if you're in a situation where maybe sometimes it's quite hard to see the woods for the trees. Be disciplined in your home and community life. So again, there's something about navigating your situation with discipline. Feels quite right, almost in a boundaried sort of way. It feels as if this is something that you can't rush at. Well, that's my feeling as I'm just sitting in the energy of this reading. Queen of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. This is really interesting. I'm having a really strong response to the Queen of Pentacles card here. Six of Wands. And the card of Justice. Okay. I'm having a really strong response to this card, the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like there's, in your, whatever your question, you'll need to sort of translate these messages into your own individual circumstances. Be disciplined, one step at a time. A change is going to occur here. There's going to be a move forwards. Indeed, I'd venture to say someone will potentially come in and bring in, I think, some really, really supportive energy to the situation. And something's going to come to a head here. I do feel either someone is going to come in and give you, well, I would say, a new lease of life, but there's something about that. Something's going to come in that's going to shift and move something forwards here. Whatever the situation around you, it feels, I won't say it's stuck, but it's this Queen of Pentacles. I'm having such a strong response to this. I feel like there's somebody in your world who's kind of sitting on their throne, expecting quite a lot. This card kind of slightly came out in reverse. Now, I don't always read cards in reverse. I think you can always tell from the reading what the energy is anyway. But I feel like you've got someone around you who is very good at looking after themselves. And I think it's presented you with a situation where you're not entirely sure quite how to move it forwards, or it could even be for some of you that you've sort of ended up maybe, I don't know, doing too much, giving too much. This is going to change, and I also want to say it needs to change. There is actually a bigger picture going on here. And I want to say justice will be served. There's somebody who's been, yeah, literally kind of like that. Self-care is lovely, okay, and we should all adopt it, but not at the expense of others. And I do feel there's somebody who's kind of, I want to say, just been lauding it a bit. That's what it feels like. But something is going to shift and something is going to change. It may even be that you carry the role of being the knight in shining armour, but this situation is going to move forwards because we've got this card, aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. It's like somebody carrying that torch of the high road, the better way. The wheel is going to turn, and I think you're going to get that breakthrough. You know, the Six of Wands is a card of victory. If any of you are experiencing some aspect of a legal battle around your home, your family, your community, I think trust your intuition. I think it's going to, this looks to me to suggest a victorious outcome. But I would also say be thoughtful about it, because, you know, it's important to hold the higher ground, not to be, you know, if we enter something, it's important if we are going to sort of win that cause, if that makes sense. You know, Knight of Wands energy coming in, you know, fighting those battles. But, you know, if we're going to win those battles, it's really important in our victory that we are compassionate and conscious. You know, we don't want to be self-righteous. There's a really big difference in like winning an argument and being open and aware of how best to navigate that for the benefit of everybody, as opposed to being very self-righteous and victorious in a way that doesn't actually leave a situation properly tidied up. I hope that makes some sense. I do feel some of you may be involved in some aspect of negotiation or legal issue or argument, but something where you're dealing with someone who's quite good at looking after themselves and doesn't necessarily think of others. And it could be that this person is unaware of the impact they're having, but for some of you it may be that they're fully aware of it. But there's still something about keeping the bigger picture in mind here, holding the bigger picture, being aware of the consequences of the process of what I would call justice. You know, there's a lot of stuff, you know, at the moment. We only have to turn on the news and I feel like I'm seeing it in people's personal lives, and I'm seeing it in communities and globally. It's almost as though lots of stuff is surfacing where people are, I want to say behaving badly, but we then have a choice as to what we do. You know, we can retaliate in a way that creates more of the same, or we can hold the higher ground, the higher knowledge, we can aspire to the higher wisdom, we can be disciplined and thoughtful about how we approach this, and then we act with wisdom. So we are seeking resolutions that hold the higher ground and arrive at an outcome that will maintain the bigger picture. Okay, I'm going to draw from the, actually I'm going to throw the astrology dice next. Okay, so we have Mars in Virgo. Again, I'm going to say there's passion, there's energy. It's quite right for you to take action. So the circumstance, if you're looking for an answer, do I act or do I hold back? Yes, act, take action. The reading is supporting you in taking action, but act from the higher position. Trust in the support of the universe. I think I want to say the universe has your back in this. Hold the higher ground and be methodical. Again, be disciplined in your home and community life. Virgo, use that Virgo energy to be methodical about how you approach this. I actually do think things are going to shift significantly in your favour. I think there's a victory and justice will be served. So I think the outcome for you guys in whatever you're question, your answer, you know, whatever your circumstances and your unique situation is, I think the outcome will be favourable for you. But simultaneously, the universe is sort of asking you to be conscious in the way that outcome then moves forwards, if that makes it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's not about delivering retribution. It's about holding the higher ground, acting with wisdom and navigating something in a way that will actually have the best outcome for all parties in a manner that is really quite smooth. But this is really excellent. But there's the energy of a circumstance or a situation. I think for most of you there's a person, somebody or a circumstance where someone's been lording it over you in some way. You know, somebody's been sitting up there on their throne. Not somebody hasn't been behaving terribly well. It may just be that they're a little bit selfish. They have their own self-interests in hand, in mind. For some, I think it's quite big. For others, it's almost inadvertent. But there's something about trusting. There is actually a bigger picture to this. There's more going on than you realise. And that may be fueling what I think is taking place globally in terms of lifting humanity's consciousness. I'm going to draw a couple of runes and a card to look at the outcome. Okay, so we have the rune of harvest and we have the rune of journey. This for me is actually quite straightforward, I think. The rune of harvest basically says you have to invest in something to bring in the harvest. It sometimes speaks of working with natural rhythms and cycles. Ultimately, the harvest will come, but you have to, you know, the harvest doesn't grow by itself. We have to till the ground and we have to nurture. We have to do the work to get there. And the rune of journey, I think this is speaking of a journey. This is a process you're going to go through. Okay, so it's not, it doesn't just happen overnight. There's a process to be gone through. Again, that Mars in Virgo, be methodical, but invest your energy. You do need to act. There's this really clear, dynamic aspect to this reading. You do need to be acting. You do need to be disciplined about the way that you apply yourself to this. I'm going to draw one more card, really just to ask about outcomes here. Do you know, I'm rather tempted to draw from a different pack, actually. I have lots of packs of cards around me. I'm going to draw from another angel pack here, an angel oracle pack. Angel of health. This feels to me like there's a really good outcome. It's the angel of health. It's really interesting because the angel of health, if you look at the imagery here, you know, we have a beautiful, you know, older couple sitting here with the angel. There's something about striving to get to a space. This is going to actually, this particular card is going to speak to some of you very, very directly. That's what I'm really picking up on here. Again, be disciplined in your home and community life. I think for some of you, the situation you're asking about relates to home, family, community. There's something you need to take action in to kind of make it happen and for justice to be served. But be thoughtful about the overall outcome. Again, retaliation is never healthy. You know, we're talking about seeing the bigger picture and being aware of the, ultimately, the favourable outcome that is in the best interests of more than one person, even though there is one person significantly involved, I think, here. So I'm going to wrap up this reading, I think. It's been a very spontaneous reading, guys. If you want to get notification of any of the readings that I post, whether it's these sort of spontaneous ones where we're asking quite specific questions and seeing what Spirit offers us to support us in our personal circumstances, or whether it's the weekly readings I do for guidance every Sunday, or indeed I will also spontaneously post readings for every single zodiac sign as well at sort of key moments. So if you'd like to get notification of any of the readings I post, do subscribe and press the little bell icon. And guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is a really favourable outcome for you. You have to take action. It's saying go for it, but be methodical, don't push, just let it unfold, be responsive, be disciplined and organised about your approach, and the outcome I think is going to be extremely favourable. And it's kind of, as I said, it's about not being self-righteous in our victory, but really holding that bigger picture, that higher ground. But yeah, I think it's going to work out in your favour. Welcome to reading number 2. You've chosen the New Chapter Tarot and also the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. I'm actually going to use the Oracle cards first. So, hold your question in mind. There's your first card already. Hold your question or your answer or your circumstance, and let's see what we're shown. Authenticity. Hold your head up high, walk tall, and be your authentic self. This card asks you to shed the masks that you believed you were required to wear, walk to the beat of your own drum, and do not be afraid to shine. In doing so, you give others permission to do the same. Wow. Release negative habits. Walk your talk. Gosh, this feels really empowering. Really feels like there's a lot of, it feels very energizing. That's perhaps the best way to describe this. Really energizing. Don't wobble. Okay, right. I've got some runes here as well. We may draw on those too in a moment. Okay. This feels so much about, it's like, just like Spirit saying to you, look, be you, become what you believe. You know, are you having a wobble? You know, don't wobble. And I'll read the information on each of these cards in just a moment. I think I'm going to draw the tarot first, but gosh, I feel like there's so much support of you here. I do hear you're facing something. There's a choice around you here, or choices. You're being asked significantly not to wobble. And again, the Lovers, it's a card of choice. Let's see what we're shown in your circumstances. Now, this is interesting. There's more cards here than I would have wanted to draw in one go. I'm going to put them back because there's too many, I think. Let's see what we're shown. 10 of Swords. Nine of Cups. I'm going to go with that. Strength. Eight of Wands. This is actually, right, this is lovely. So, holding your question, your circumstance, your situation in mind, I want to say that this reading is actually saying to you really loudly and really clearly, go for it. Aim high, okay? Don't aim low, aim high. If you are in a situation which involves, I'm going to say initially relationships, this may well be applying for many of you to a situation within a relationship where you have previously maybe lessened yourself, or felt that you weren't worthy, or been put down by someone, it's time to be yourself. It's everything. I want to say, go for it, be you. I was about to say don't compromise. Now, I don't mean don't compromise in a sort of a you shouldn't back down at all or ever negotiate anything. That's not what I'm saying here. What I am saying is don't compromise your ideals. Don't be less than you are. Don't feel that you have to back down and comply to something to be what someone else wants. This is absolutely saying be you. You do have choices around you, but it's time to leave a pattern behind. And I think this is, for some of you, more of an internal thinking pattern, or a something that has previously held you back, like a limiting belief within you. The circumstance that you are in is telling you to wholeheartedly be you, be proud of who you are. And I want to say, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. So if something new has arrived, even if it feels challenging, go for it. If you previously would look at something you really wanted and thought, well, I can't ever have that, or that'll never happen to me, like ditch that one. You know, ditch that belief and move beyond. The Ten of Swords is a completion. It's an ending of something and a new beginning. It's like a new dawn. For me, the Ten of Swords is that moment where we know that we can leave something behind. We all form habits and patterns in our lives, whether in thought or in action. But like a pair of comfortable old slippers, there comes a time when they outgrow their value to us and we must let them go. Do something different today that shakes you out of your usual ways of responding, and have fun doing so. We have walk your talk, become what you believe. Are your thoughts, words and actions in alignment with your core inner values? This card asks you to walk your talk, become your own personal hero or heroine, and step into the very best version of yourself, radiating again authenticity into the world. This is really interesting because this is about moving forwards. So you have some choices and some decisions around you. For some of you, you are literally entering new love or a new phase in relationship. And maybe you're wondering, am I making the right choice? You know, can I trust that this is the right beginning? Can I dare to be me? If you are in a situation where a relationship has ended, this is giving you permission to move forwards and believe in yourself, even if it feels risky, to start afresh and to trust that you can step out there and that you'll be valued, loved, deserved, worthy of all those things. If you are in the beginning of a new relationship, if a new love is on your horizon, don't compromise yourself. You know, compromise is about, you know, where shall we, you know, which restaurant should we go to tonight, or, you know, what are we going to have for dinner, or where should we decide to go on holiday if you prefer that, you know, you like whitewater rafting and I'd like to lie on a beach. How are we going to compromise? Compromise doesn't mean compromising who you are. Someone telling you you shouldn't be the person that you are. So there's something in this about really finding your own strength within authenticity and knowing that you are you. I do feel this is very relationship orientated, and it's about something coming to an end in a space of new beginning. If you've been single and new love is on your horizon, then there's some big changes taking place, because it's about stepping out of that comfort zone and embracing the new, which is going to involve compromises, but not compromising who you are. Okay, there's a really clear message here. New beginnings, new horizons, something is being left behind, whether it's singleness, whether it's a period of conflict within an existing relationship where you're weighing up the choices. You know, which way do I go? Do I recommit, or do I set out and go out on my own? You know, but I'm seeing success here, and it's interesting because the success of relationship here is because you are being you. This card, Don't Wobble, is really interesting. Are you having a wobble? Whether a minor one or a major one, this is completely understandable. You are facing tough choices, but deep inside yourself, you know what you need to do. This card is here to validate your deeper knowing and the decisions that you are making. As you move forwards, your anxiety will ease and you will refine your balance. Aim high. Strength. If you've just started dating, you know, and you're not sure, maybe there's more than one person on your horizon, aim high. Don't wobble. Trust in your right and entitlement to make those choices. Maybe you've previously felt that you didn't have the right to make choices. Now you do. Everything here in this reading is really saying, I mean, it's very empowering. That's what this reading feels like. It's a reading of empowerment. Release negative habits. Get yourself out there. Trust that you deserve. Aim high. Find that inner strength in your vulnerability, being your authentic, real self. You don't have to be who anybody else wants you to be. If you be yourself, you will be desired by the person who wants you because they love you as you are. Okay, there's something powerful. Bang in the middle, we have this Nine of Cups. It's a gorgeous energy. There's a shift from one space to another. And for me, this is all about relationship. There's a shift from one space to another where you move, as I said, whether there's been conflict and you move into a new phase of relationship, whether you are coming out of a relationship and you're having a wobble and you're fearful of new beginnings, go for it. If you are setting up a new beginning within a relationship that's had some conflict, the key to this is being you. Aim high. I'm going to draw some runes. The rune of protection. Don't collapse yourself into the highs and lows of the emotionality of the situation. You know, when I'm going to use that space of vulnerability. That, let's say you meet someone and you know you fall in love, and then you go, all your insecurities come to the surface. Or if you're starting afresh from an existing relationship, all your insecurities come to the surface because it's like, oh, can I dare take this risk? And the rune of protection says, don't collapse yourself into the highs and lows of emotions. Don't allow yourself to be steered by emotions, by strong emotions. Recognize if they are emotions that connect to past insecurities. And don't be afraid to be vulnerable. You know, the card of strength speaks of the strength in vulnerability. If you're feeling vulnerable, then talk to that person about your vulnerabilities. Because do you know what? Aim high. If that person isn't open to listening to your vulnerability, then they're not going to be responsive to you, and then maybe you need to aim higher and actually consider your choices significantly. You know, don't wobble. Don't have a wobble. As you move forwards, your anxiety will ease and you will refine your balance. So maybe if something is coming to an end, trust that it's going to create a new beginning. Lovely. We have the rune of nourishment. This is the rune of nourishment, the rune of possessions. Again, message coming through which will be relevant to some of you. If you're launching out on your own, if this is the end of a relationship, this is the promise of new love coming in, of a new commitment and a new space of love. So, you know, don't be afraid of that. But the rune of possessions, of nourishment, it literally speaks of unexpected rewards and gains. So if there's fear around the ending of something, you know, even in your finances around something, you know, you can trust. And if you are entering a new relationship, and maybe previously you were in a relationship where you were perhaps left feeling used or financially depleted, you know, trust that this is sort of saying, look, this is going to be okay. Unexpected rewards and gains. And movement. This is the bettering of any situation. So this is this situation that you're in, your circumstance, the answer you're seeking. It's going to move forwards. This is the bettering of any situation. So what this reading is saying is, I think it's almost as if your question is about, you know, how do I move forwards? Will it be okay to move forwards? Is it okay to trust? Is it okay to step out of my comfort zone? Will the outcome of moving something forwards be okay? If I leave something behind, will it be okay? If I enter a new space, which automatically means we leave something behind, will it be okay? Can I take a risk to trust again? You know, all these things are, these kind of messages are coming through. Aim high. And yes, this is the bettering of any situation. This is really saying, don't wobble, go for it. Step out of your comfort zone. Be prepared to become your own personal hero or heroine. Walk your talk. Be what you believe. I'm going to throw the astrology dice. Ooh. That's shot out. It's interesting, we have a new moon in Pisces today, and what we actually have here is Neptune in Pisces, which is interesting because Neptune is currently in Pisces. Now, Neptune is very, very emotional. It's also very spiritual. And Pisces, of course, is where the new moon is today. So very powerful new moon, which is opening all kinds of opportunities, all kinds of expansive perspectives. I feel for me, this is actually offering you, Neptune in Pisces, it's actually offering you emotional support. It's saying that this move forwards, this opening, this choice, this decision to leave something behind and move into the new is actually absolutely the right choice for you. Don't wobble. Even if it means stepping out of your safe zone, it's time to take that risk and aim high. Actually, yeah, I'm going to leave this reading. In reading one, I drew an additional card, but this is really clear, and I think the message is here for you. Aim high, don't wobble, just you know who you are, and it's time to take a full ownership of that. This is moving forwards, and it's absolutely for the better. It's quite emotionally, yeah, it's quite emotionally strong for you. In fact, for some of you, very. But actually, it's time to step out of your comfort zone, take that risk, don't wobble. As you move forwards, everything will come back into balance and the situation will better. And indeed, there will be unexpected rewards and gains. Wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me. It's magical to do these spontaneous readings. If you'd like to get notification as soon as I post anything, I post webinars, extra readings, I post readings every Sunday for weekly guidance, and lots of extras. Do press subscribe, press a little bell icon, and hopefully everything should then come into your stream as soon as I post it. Thank you so much to those of you who are subscribed. It really helps to support the channel, to support this amazing community that we're building. And thank you so much, guys, for just being a part of this amazing community. Tons and tons of love to you, wonderful friends for whom this reading applies. Yeah, step up and go for it. Welcome to reading number 3. You've chosen the Light Seers Tarot and the Angel Answers Oracle cards. I'm going to draw from the Oracle cards first. If you just hold your question, your situation in mind, and see what shows up for you. improving health. Within the next few weeks. Okay, so something's going to happen. There's some definitive timing here. I'm really hearing as well that health is, your situation may be a question around your health, and something is going to improve, and it's going to improve within this time scale. For some of you, actually, the improving health is to do with your investment in improving your health in some way in order to shift something forwards for you. You're ready. Oh, that feels lovely. I feel like I'm hearing now, you know, now is the moment, now is the time. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel excited. Communicate clearly. Oh, what is it you're wanting to do? Whatever your personal situation or circumstance, I feel like there's something you've been wanting to do. I feel like the timing is really, really right. You're wanting to take steps in some way. And this is an interesting card because we are getting different messages coming through. Let's look at the tarot. Okay, Queen of Cups. The Fool. Oh, this is about new beginnings. You're initiating something. Ace of Swords. Temperance. And the World. Ooh. Ooh, you are ready. Okay, so whatever your circumstance or situation, I want to say the timing is really, really right for something. Absolutely right for something. There's an opportunity here. Now, if you are not, if there is a genuine health issue around you, I think an opportunity is about to open itself that will create an avenue or a pathway that will allow you to improve that situation, whether that's you or someone around you. If you're asking about some aspect of your health, now that could be physical health, it could be mental health, emotional health, but there is some aspect of your health that I think it's either going to improve, it could even be your financial health. Okay, there's something in your world that is going to, you know, health is a big umbrella. Something that you're asking about is going to improve, and it's going to improve quite quickly. You're absolutely ready for this. You need to weigh something up here. You will have to make some decisions. Communicate clearly. I'm going to draw some extra cards or runes around this. So let's look at the tarot here. First of all, I just want to say you're completely ready for this space of new beginnings. So if you are contemplating a new project, a new job, whatever your circumstances, your question, look, the timing really is perfect here. Don't be afraid to reach out. Yeah, I'm seeing that reaching out. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you were contemplating approaching somebody, then do so. If you're looking at approaching somebody for something, if you're asking a question, if I reach out and ask for this, will I receive it? Communicate clearly. It's time to move forwards. It's time to take action. It's time to reach out. It's time to ask. So whether this is financial health, you're asking for something, communicate clearly, because I think it's going to come to you. There is a space of something very new that's being initiated around you. There is some decision though here about it. There's some debate, I want to say, but what I'm seeing is I think the debate is purely and solely with yourself. I don't think you have to debate something with someone else. I think you need to debate it within yourself. I want to say take a risk. The time, it keeps coming through, the timing is right. But it will involve the completion of something. It will involve something comes to an end in order for a new beginning to emerge. It's not just a new beginning. It's a new beginning that opens to something new starting. It's like applying for a job. If you have been wondering whether to apply for a job, this reading would be saying yes. Reach out, communicate clearly. I sort of feel it's like something you've been, gosh, what's your situation? It is genuinely the emergence of something. It's a new beginning, but it's also an end. Okay, we have partnership. Joy, the self, which is the same. The self is the rune of joy. It's the rune of joy that is literally split. It's if you split the rune of joy in half and make it so it looks at itself. For some of you, this is about, you know, I mean, partnership indicates a one-on-one relationship. It could be an intimate relationship. It could be a partnership of a bit of business. It could be a friendship. It could be, there's something here. But joy is out of darkness into light. It's the way, it's a fruit-bearing rune. It's the way it becomes clear to you. It's like, again, it's a new dawn, a new beginning. And we have the rune of signs, synchronicities. Again, the timing's perfect. Right, whatever you are asking about, I want to say to you, if you're asking about a somebody or a whatever your situation, I want to say the timing is absolutely perfect for you. So don't hold back, communicate clearly, whether this is improving your health in a physical way, I've said in a psychological, emotional, spiritual way, financial health, any aspect of improvement, whatever your question and your circumstance, you are being told that now the timing is right. It's really interesting. In a way, I want to say take action and reach out. But you know, I also want to say open yourself to receive. Communicate clearly if you're sitting in that space of manifestation. You know, sometimes we can't force something to happen. But for me, this feels like, you know, it's like the planets are lining up for you. Everything is aligning in a perfect way so that it's like dominoes. Everything just falls into place. That new beginning, that new opportunity. You're ready for this. Signs, signals, synchronicities. I literally feel this is an incredibly positive reading. If your answer is, will something happen? Will it come to me? Will I get it? Then I think the answer is absolutely yes. Open yourself to receive. But be very thoughtful to communicate clearly. If we think about the law of attraction, it's very important that we hold in our mind mind, body, soul. We hold the energy of that which we desire. We keep a balance here, the rune of the self. You know, with the rune of the self, it lets us know that we ourselves are the source of that change. We ourselves are the source of that joy. Whatever your question, the answer I want to say is yes. I'm going to throw the astrology dice. Wow, Pluto rebirth in Sagittarius, which is about new hope, new optimism, expansion, ruled by Jupiter. This is so aligned with the astrology of today's new moon. This is rebirth into something absolutely gorgeous, joy, something that is so perfect for you. If this is a personal relationship, this is a soulmate connection. It's the person that's perfect for you, you know, like your other half. I always think the rune of the self, when we connect in with relationships, it's your other half, you know, it's that feeling of that. If it's a business partnership, this is really, really fortuitous. You know, this is a good business partnership. This is showing you that there is real opportunity here for expansion. There are decisions to be made here though, but you're ready for it. So if an opportunity, if you think about it, if the universe opens a door for us, we do actually have to open the door, or if the universe opens a door, we've still got to walk through it. We have to make a choice. So you do have choices here, but the choices are, this is sort of saying you're really ready for this. This is the improvement. This is the way forwards. And I did say right at the beginning, this was coming through, that for some of you, there are steps to improving your own health that are actually keeping your energy right so that you then receive that which you desire. But I feel like there's almost, I just want to put a big yes over this. I'm going to draw, I think, one more card here, and yeah, I'm going to use another angel pack actually. I have various cards sitting. This is really interesting. Angel of Health. This came up, I think it was in reading one. I've used this pack, but isn't that interesting? It's popped out again. Again, Angel of Health, improving health. If you have not been well, I think you can expect to see a shift forwards here. Actually, if you're inquiring about, yeah, it is literally the health of anything. If you are talking about improvement in health, I think you might find there's a key person who comes in to assist you with that. But something is coming to an end and you are moving forwards into a new phase of something. The timing is absolutely perfect. I do just want to say I feel like the planets are lining up for you. It's you know, it just feels absolutely right for you to move forwards, to have a new beginning. Don't worry. The Ace of Swords sometimes sort of says, you know, is there any conflict here? It's time to really, really think about your choices and embrace what you actually desire and want. I literally feel like something's going to be given to you, someone coming in. So yeah, whatever aspect of relationship, of partnership comes in, it's going to improve every aspect of your health. It really, yeah, just the answers. Yes, the timing is perfect. Just yes. I don't think I can say any more. Wrapping up this reading, I'm going to get these uploaded. And wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me for these very special, spontaneous, finding the answer to something or being given the guidance you need, you know, about how, you know, what's happening, what's the outcome. Here the outcome is yes, it's partnership. Definitely, clearly, yes. You're going to get that improvement. You're going to, you know, find your other half. You're ready, and it's going to happen soon, within the next few weeks. There is a new beginning. Take that risk, embrace it. Yes, make a choice, but make a choice that's right for you. Yeah, this is a moment of rebirth for you, significantly in connection to someone. Wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to get notification of any of my readings as I post them, including these sort of spontaneous ones, I post every Sunday anyway, do press the subscribe button, press the little bell icon, and they should come into your stream. You may have to authorize some of your notifications too, but you know, one way or the other, if you're subscribed and you press the bell icon, I think they should come through. And yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing you for other readings. Just tons and tons of love, and just yes, that's really all we can say. Tons of love to you.